The last movie I went to see, I ended up seeing this movie 1.25 times.
Right.
So that gives you an idea of how awful this experience was.
I mean, it doesn't, because that doesn't make any sense to me, but go on. Carry on and explain whatever.
I went to see The Jungle Book.
Yep.
New movie by Jon Favreau. Directed by Jon Favreau, so the nerds out there will know he directed the first Iron Man movie. So he directed The Jungle Book, which is a kind of live action retelling of not even the Disney book, the Rudyard Kipling stories.
Yeah.
Obviously, they use a lot of CGI animals and stuff, because you can't have a kid running around with tigers and shit. That's mental. I don't know if you noticed, but it's actually pretty mental to put like a person near a tiger for a movie without any protection.
But it would look a lot better.
I disagree. The animals in Jungle Book looked really good. The only one that looked a little bit ropey was Car, the snake.
I feel like snakes are hard to do in CGI. I don't know why.
Yeah, and equally, bear in mind, this is a very mystically snake that hypnotizes people as well, which adds another layer to it, being difficult. But yeah, The Jungle Book. I'll do the movie first again, and then I'll do my grievances, because I imagine people are more interested in my thoughts on the movie than my grievances. But I might be wrong. Who knows? Who cares?
You're wrong for me.
No spoilers. I thought it was really good. The voice acting was great. I was having a discussion with Kat about this afterwards. She hasn't seen it, but she was saying she thinks she's struggled with such recognisable voices doing the animals, because you have Bill Murray doing Baloo, for example.
Yeah.
Ben Kingsley does Bagheera, the panther thing.
It's a panther, yeah.
Yep, and you've got Idris Elba doing Shere Khan, the tiger. Lupita Nyong'o, who we've discussed before, she does a female wolf who kind of considers Mowgli one of her pack and has been raising him for a while.
Okay.
Scarlett Johansson does Car, the snake, and Christopher Walken.
Wasn't Car a dude?
Nah. Well, it might be in the original, but in this one it's Scarlett Johansson.
I feel like in the Disney film it might have been.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it doesn't matter. No, it's not like he gets his dick out.
Yeah.
And Christopher Walken does King Louis.
Does he sound like Christopher Walken when he does it?
Yeah.
Good.
And what's even better is he sings King Louis' song.
I was going to ask you if they have the songs in there.
They have the songs. Now, I would say the songs, they're not quite as kind of in your face as it is in the Disney movie.
Oh, so imagine they aren't as good as in the Disney movie, because Disney have got songs in films down to a T.
Exactly. But it is, again, I think it works better for people like us who are familiar with the Disney movie as a throwback to it, more so than here's a song to enjoy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just delightful. Really enjoyed it. The kid that played Mowgli, I don't know his name, but he, considering as well, he must have been acting against a lot of green or blue screen stuff. He did a phenomenal job. So the songs were good, the animation, all that stuff was good. The story, I mean, you know what the story is. Still, what it does is it kind of, and this is a complaint, I guess, against it from some people I've seen. Some people have said it isn't too kind of child friendly.
Okay.
It's not too kiddie, right?
Right, yeah.
And I get that. It isn't, say, Zootopia, for example. I haven't seen it, but that's what I'm thinking when someone says kiddie. Animated, very bright colours in your face. This, it's more focused on the story than on being kind of the next movie that kids are gonna be screaming about, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. 4 out of 5. Would really recommend. Now, I'm
seeing it tomorrow.
I'm really looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it in our next episode, where we can talk about Jack going to the cinema and his spoiler-free reviews of the films that he saw at the cinema.
Yay.
So now my grievances.
Go on.
Oh, man. I initially started off seeing it in a 2D screening. 5:10 on a Sunday.
Yep.
Now, it would be unreasonable to expect there to be no children in that showing.
Yes.
So I fully was prepared for there to be kids. But I think there's an age that children get to when they're ready for the cinema. And by that I mean they can just sit still for 2 hours. I don't mind if they ask their parents questions every now and again, but they can at least stay in their seat for 2 hours, yeah?
Yeah.
There's also screenings for juniors. And I feel like those screenings are for the kids that aren't quite there yet and want to run up and down the aisles and stuff.
Yep, that's fair.
This was not a junior screening. Just like to put that out there. So it starts, and there's a woman with 2 kids that look way too young to be at this movie. And I know it's a PG, but they just look too young to be able to appreciate the cinema, you know. And
how old, if you had to guess?
5.
Okay.
I think there was a kid that was maybe 4, and a girl that was probably 5, maybe 6.
Okay.
More likely 5. And I feel like, you know, if you're going at 5:10 on a Sunday, maybe they should have been in bed.
No.
Maybe. Not in bed, but bearing in mind, that's when it starts. You got half an hour of trailers, then the movie itself is an hour and 45 minutes, okay? So, it's not finished until gone 7.
Yeah, but that's not that late, I don't think.
Okay. So, they were in front of me as I got to the door, and I got there, kind of after the adverts, but just as the trailers were starting. So, already I was like they were real, like, the kid wanted to go in a different screening and was, like, not listening to his mum, and they were both yelling a lot, and I was like, I really hope these kids aren't sat anywhere near me.
Yeah.
They were sat directly in front of me.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. And they were just, like, crawling all over the seats. They couldn't sit down. What was worse, though, is the mum just got on her phone.
Really?
Yeah. Just was on her phone. Wasn't, like, talking on it, but was just playing on it. Hadn't turned the brightness down.
Yeah, no, I hate... Even if you've got the brightness down, you aren't allowed on your phone in the cinema.
Yeah. So as the trailers were on, the mum asked the kids to pose and then takes a picture of them with the flash on. So this is the level of idiocy I'm having to deal with. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's an older couple next to me. About 10 minutes into the movie, they get up, and I thought they were going to leave, but, like, the exit door is down the stairs and out. They go up the stairs and just disappear into the back of the cinema.
Yeah, so they just moved.
Yeah, I imagine they saw, like, some empty seats and were like, we're out of here.
Yeah.
Like, fair play. The kids are going mental. I'm getting 10-15 minutes in. Now, bear in mind, this starts at 5:10. I know there's an IMAX 3D showing at 6. I wasn't that fussed about seeing it in 3D, personally. But, it you know. So they're going crazy. Then another kid comes down, right, and starts talking to them. And they know each other. Then a woman comes in, like 15 minutes after the movie has started, and starts talking to the mum of these 2 kids in front of me.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then a guy comes down with another kid holding his hand, and he starts talking, and it was like the cinema was being overrun by this family. So it was just infuriating. And then 2 of the kids sit in the 2 empty seats next to me that the old couple left. And it was at that point where I was like, I'm out. I'm done.
What you should have done, right?
Yeah.
So this is... I don't know what you did, but I assume you didn't do what I'm about to suggest.
Okay.
Which is... I can tell from what you said earlier that you went to the IMAX showing. Yeah?
Yep.
Right. What you should have done, though, is you should have done that, 100%.
Yep.
But you also should have gone and got a member of staff.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
So what I did, I got up at my seat. We were like half an hour into the movie, and despite all of the annoyances that were going on, I was still enjoying the film, which is why I was like, if I hadn't have been enjoying it, I wouldn't have bothered going to the IMAX.
Yeah.
So I came out, I went up to member of staff, and I went, look, there's a woman in there. She hasn't been off her phone since the movie started. She might be recording it for all I know. She's in row G, and she's got 2 kids who, at one point, right, got off of their seats and just started hopping down the stairs down the middle of the cinema.
Yeah.
They hopped all the way to the bottom, so it disappeared for a while. The mum kind of finally managed to draw her eyes away from her phone, looked up, realised they weren't there, got up, went down, found them, dragged them back up, and went, look, if you don't start behaving, I'll take you home. And at that point, I felt it was pretty obvious that the kids didn't want to be there. Yeah,
so she should have just taken them home.
Yeah, but she just sat back down, and then, all of the other madness started happening. And it was just like, just so inconsiderate to all of the other people that were there.
Yeah, that is ridiculously rude.
So yeah, I went to a member of staff, I sort of called them out. The issue is, staff members in cinemas just don't give a shit. So he was like, oh, no worries, we'll refund your ticket and, use your card to get the IMAX stuff and that. But, I'm sure nothing was done.
Yeah, I don't know, though. They might have, you can always hope that someone went in and spoke to them, even if they didn't do anything major.
Yeah, you would hope. But, I mean, I'm also surprised that more people weren't bothered in the screening. It seemed to just be me getting really wound up by it.
But you were right next to it, so it was worse for you.
But they were next to people as well, and people would have been in front of them, and it was just, was very odd. It was a very, like I said, if it was a movie for juniors screening, 100% would have expected it.
Yeah.
But a normal...
Also would have been weird if you'd gone to a junior
100%.
screening.
But, a normal 5:10 Sunday... what parents need to realise is the cinema is not a babysitter. You still need to make sure that your kids can behave. And if they can't, I'm sorry, maybe normal screenings aren't for you.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
You know, and this, again, I'm not having to go at the kids at all. The kids are just doing what a 4 or 5 year old would do in that scenario. My grievances entirely lie with the mum. Yeah. Once the kids were hopping up and down the aisle, the mum should have been like, right, we're going home.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'm not surprised that the kids acted that way, because kids kind of copy, right? So if the mum isn't respecting, like, the rules of the cinema, in that when the movie starts, you shut off your fucking phone and you pay attention to it, of course the kids are going to be behaving like that. Because they're going to look at the mum and be like, well, she's not watching this. Why should we be watching this?
You say that, but my dad used to fall asleep in the cinema all the time.
Yeah, but you're not going to look at it and be like, oh yeah, it must be sleepy time now.
I don't even nap. So I wonder if it's the opposite happened to me. My dad fell asleep so much in cinemas and stuff that I'm now paranoid about sleep.
Possibly. But do you think if he'd been on his phone, you might be like, oh, this isn't something that I need to be paying attention to and behaving in? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You lead by example.
No, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
I was just making a point about, I was just being funny. What I was doing there, Liam, was I was going for comedy.
Oh, right.
I did one of our classic Jack and Liam bits.
I'm too angry.
It's my favourite part of the show. Jack tries to be funny and Liam gets angry.
Liam, the red mist descends and he just can't see the comedy through the anger. So yeah, but, you know, to be honest, so I saw it 1 1/3 times, because I saw like a good half hour of it, which I was okay with rewatching that half hour. And the IMAX 3D, it was pretty, it was nice. The 3D was unnecessary, but when isn't it?
Well, me and you disagree on 3D.
Well, no, like, I like it when the movie has kind of got it in mind and is made with it in mind, like Gravity, perfect example. Avatar, not a good movie, but the 3D worked really well in it.
But what do you mean by has it in mind?
When the movie is... So, like Gravity, right? Yeah. They constructed that movie knowing it was going to be in 3D, so they deliberately shot it in a way that helps emphasise the 3D.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's not like slapped on at the end, or...
Yes.
You know, it's... Like Gravity, you can definitely watch it without 3D, but I think you get something extra from it when you watch it in 3D.
Yeah, definitely.
There are very few movies like that.
That's true, that's fair.
Like, take, for example, Batman vs Superman. I never saw it in 3D, and I really didn't feel the need to. Like, I don't think that would have
I did
added
see it
anything.
in 3D.
Didn't add anything to it, did it?
It's hard to tell.
I mean...
My brain had died halfway through that film.
Yeah, like, a third dimension doesn't give your characters depth.
Whoa.
So, you know...
Look at that, words of wisdom from Liam.
So yeah, the 3D was unnecessary, but it was fun. And the other thing is, because it's only like one IMAX screen at my cinema, if they've got the option of doing it in 3D, you can only see it in IMAX 3D, which is a bit of a bugger. I much prefer seeing like 2D IMAX movies.
Yeah.
But you know, it going into... So that started at 6 o'clock, right? There again, it wasn't packed. There was a few families there. They had kids there. But these kids were like 8, 10 years old. These were the sort of kids I was expecting to find on a Sunday evening at Jungle Book. And they sat down, they shut up, they watched the movie. I don't know if they enjoyed it. It would be weird if I'd asked.
It would have been weird, yeah.
They weren't like fucking running up and down the aisles on, I think. So
yeah, I think you had bad luck and got a bad family.
That's entirely what it was. But it's such a shame that family felt entitled to ruin that experience for... Again, if I'd have paid £10 to see that, I would have been fucking livid.
Yep.
So, that's me going to the cinema this week.